So we've been out of touch for a little bit, and so forgive me. I had a lot going on, and it wasn't really a lot. It was really the psych statistics class. It had me fucked up. Like it was difficult, and all of the things, but that's besides the point. I'm back now, and coming off of what I was just doing as far as classwork and things like that is concerned, I found myself in the spirit of just overwhelmed. I just felt like I had a lot on my shoulders. I felt like I didn't have enough of what I needed, right? And I've always hit these walls of feeling insufficient, right? Feeling like I'm not enough, feeling like I can't do certain things. And so I'll have dreams, I'll have aspirations, but so long as I can convince myself that there's something that's missing, then I'll tell myself that I shouldn't do it or it's not worth chasing. And what's so wild about it is one day me and my sister was having a conversation. It was regular, like we were talking about, goals and shit, just regular like life shit. Niggas is getting old, so we have these kinds of talks from time to time. And in us talking about it, I was talking about a childhood fear. I was talking about the fact that I used to hate this thing called Star Lab, and I was talking about I think this is why I like plants so much because we had two options when we was in elementary school. We had Star Lab, where they used to pack us all up in this big ass bubble. It was a silver bubble in the fucking, I think in the gym. They would fill up this bubble and it was dark as hell inside because the gist is that they're going to show you the stars. And so we get the pictures of the constellations, we'll get the imagery of a shooting star and all that. They'll show us like Jupiter, Galacticas, and all this other stuff, and it was super cool. But I was intensely afraid of the dark, right? And the tough part about it was is that I am one, excuse me, of eight, and I am fifth in the pecking. So I'm big enough to not be scared of everything, but small enough to like it's fine. Like I could have been afraid and it shouldn't have been a big deal. But anyway, I digress. All of that to say like that kind of shaped a lot of how I move forward just in certain things, right? So I used to go in the Star Lab and I'd be scared as hell, but I wouldn't say nothing because it's like, yo, you can't say nothing. Like it wasn't always necessarily safe to be afraid. And I bring this up because I said that moment of trying to just thug it out all the time, like being afraid all the time and just doing it anyway. Like it's not that fear never left my spirit at all. It's that more often than not, I'm gonna do it anyway. And I always felt like if I would just grit my teeth and get through this thing, then it would get better. If I just grit my teeth and get through this thing, it's gonna get better. And I told my sister, I said, I think that this is why I like when I smell dirt, like for pots and plants and shit like that, it sets the tone for me just feeling at ease. Like I feel a sense of relief. So I got plants and stuff in the crib because it reminds me of the relief I would feel as a kid when I would go to Green Lab instead of Star Lab. And my sister laughed and she was like, it's so crazy. Like, one of the things I admire about you is the fact that I always thought that you didn't have no fear. And I told my sister, I'm like, nah, I'm always afraid. I just I've practiced or I've used that discomfort in my life so much for so long that it doesn't have the debilitating effect on me anymore. It's something that's regular or expected. I was like, yo, I feel it and you perceive it. So what I'm feeling inside is not always going to match what people perceive of me. So there's a disconnect in a lot of my relationships with people because they perceive me as tough, as courageous, and all these things. They can't fathom things like feeling loneliness, feeling uncertainty, feeling fear. But I give people grace because a part of me kind of cloaks my emotions on purpose. And they're not wrong for not seeing my woes and my pains because I've gotten really good at not necessarily suppressing them, but really hiding them. Because I'll still feel them, I'll still experience them. I just might not tell you about it. So, for someone that doesn't realize, you feel it, people outside of you perceive it. And because it feels so real for you, you can't believe that they can't perceive it. But it's just not always true. I told you, my fears, I kind of just walk through them. I'm just like, nah, that doesn't bother me. Sweating, nervous, uncomfortable, all of the above. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So when people see me, they see courage. And that's not discounted. I can't act like walking through the thing that you're afraid of doesn't equate to something impressive. But they can't imagine that I feel fear. So do yourself that favor and tell people how you feel, particularly the people that you trust. Yeah, the people that you trust. And just know that if you could get through something, you could do it again. That's it. I'll holler at y'all.